everybody, and welcome to GTMUN 26. Hello, everybody. My name is Amar Alidina. I am the program's Public Relations Chair, and it is my absolute pleasure to welcome you all to the conference this year. The Model United Nations program at Georgia Tech has been around since 1990, and in those 26 years, we've built something truly special. There's a thing we like to say that we're bridging technology and diplomacy, which is it's a nod to our roots as a tech school, but also to our belief that innovation and international cooperation go hand in hand. That means bringing together students from a number of diverse backgrounds to compete in collegiate conferences across the country. That means coding our own conference management software. And that means hosting one of the largest, completely student has truly embodied the intersection of technology and global leadership. He holds degrees in computer and electrical engineering from the Universidad Politécnica de Madrid, as well as a PhD in psychology from Georgia Tech, a combination that speaks to his belief that innovation is as much about people as it is technology. Under his leadership, Georgia Tech has become one of the most selective public universities in the country, attracting students from around the world who want to solve real-world problems through research, entrepreneurship, and collaboration. Beyond campus, President Cabrera has been a global advocate for responsible leadership, for example, authoring the Principles for Responsible Management Education, a United Nations-supported initiative promoting sustainable development through management education. It is my honor to have him opening our conference today. Please join me in welcoming President Cabrera.
I feel the energy already. This is amazing. I wish I could drop what I'm doing today and come spend the whole day with you guys. This is terrific. I have a little bit of a personal connection with Model UN because my son, at the time we lived in Arizona, he didn't have a Model UN club in his high school, so he created one. Then we moved to Virginia, and he became the Secretary General of his club at Woodson High School in Fairfax, Virginia. And after that, I guess I don't know how this happened, but then my daughter followed in his footsteps and became Secretary General as well. Both of them have done very well. Alex came to Georgia Tech for college. Emilia went to Harvard for college. And both of them will tell you that the Model UN experience was a big part of their high school experience. I just had a brief conversation with Amar earlier on, and he too will tell you that he feels that he is who he is right now and that he's doing the kinds of things he's able to do in great part because of the Model UN experience. And that is the same thing that my kids, pardon me, that my kids will tell you. And what you're getting out of this experience may be perhaps even different than what you think you're getting. Because it's not just the knowledge of how the UN operates, which is very interesting in and of itself. And it's not just knowledge about countries that you maybe a few years ago didn't even know where they were. And now you're sort of digging deep and learning fascinating facts and histories about countries that are different from where you grew up. But perhaps most importantly, you are going to be learning, you are learning how to present an argument, how to speak with confidence, how to persuade others. And I hope that you're also learning how to listen. At Georgia Tech, our mission is to develop leaders who advance technology and improve the human condition. We don't say our mission is not to develop engineers or scientists. In fact, you can measure anything you want at Georgia Tech. We say we develop leaders. And leaders don't just know how to solve difficult differential questions. Leaders know how to do the kinds of things you're going to be doing today. To argue, to listen, to build arguments, to be persuasive with others. So you are very smart already by having chosen to spend your time here. But I want to maybe close with one request for all of you, that the spirit of dialogue and communication that is going to dominate the day today, that you bring it with you to everything else you do. A lot of the issues our society is dealing with today is because we don't talk to one another, because we don't engage in dialogue, because we think that people who disagree with us somehow are bad people. We know better. And in fact, it is out of dialogue with people who are different from you, who may disagree with you. It is through dialogue that we grow, that we look at the world from different lenses. And ultimately, I think that's what you're going to get out of this and what we hope the society will get from you as well. One commercial for Georgia Tech. Those of you who are still thinking about where to apply to college, I'll make it very easy for you. Apply to Georgia Tech. It's a pretty awesome school, and I recommend that you look into it, whether or not you see yourself as a computer person or as an engineer, as a scientist. You can major in business. We have a wonderful business school. You're in it right now. You can major in all sorts of liberal arts, and even now we're launching a program next year that combines technology and the arts for those of you who have two sides of your brain that you want to develop. It's a rigorous place. You do have to work hard, but it is also a lot of fun. And last but not least, we're now winning football games. Ranked 13. Go Jackets! Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you all so much.
Brilliant.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
One of the best parts about going to a tech school is learning how to deal with technical difficulties on the fly. But let's hear it again for President Cabrera. Now, continuing on that theme of engagement, it's my great pleasure to introduce our next speaker this morning, Mr. Tracy Gray, President of the United Nations Association of Atlantic. Since its founding in 2011, UNA Atlantic has worked to inspire, educate, and mobilize towards achieving the goals of the United Nations, whether that's through outreach,
Yes.
I'm using this as my podium, so. This is special because it has 16 committees spanning the General Assembly, specialized in crisis support. It's important that participants challenge and new opportunities in leadership. Don't mistake this will be the final moment in your life where you will go on later in years who will in fact make this better world. On behalf of the UNA Atlanta chapter, we're honored to join you. And this outstanding gathering of bright and motivated students and my travels up to the U.S. Capitol business lobbying at the U.S. Capitol, I found that it's up to us as adults, these old people, to thank you for your dedication. Not too many opportunities come along to say thank you for participating. But we see as you show us today, diplomacy can work. Diplomacy can work here at Georgia Tech and at your different communities all over. This year carries a special in 2025, the United Nations marks our 80th anniversary. And as Secretary General Antonio Guterres reminds us, the need and the goal is clear. We have to build stronger, more effective UN operations that are ready for the challenges of the 21st century. Model United Nations plays a vital role in preparing the next generation of that work. It allows students from every discipline, whether engineering, whether or not it's history or the arts, to test ideas and to navigate conflict. Whether you're drafting a nuclear policy in the IAEA, reimagining historical conflicts, or debating pathways to sustainable development, you are building skills, and these skills you will use throughout your career. These are skills that you need in your personal life, in your personal relationships, in getting along with your parents, your neighbors, the people that you interact with. The Georgia Tech Model United Nations is a stimulation and a simulation. It gives you the chance to step into the role of diplomat, practice debate, and test your problem-solving skills. Now, we want you to do this in a safe as well as creative environment. We just don't want to give you the facts. We want to give you the motion behind the facts. We want you to use this as a challenging space. It's designated for students like you to experience what it's like to work inside the United Nations. The United Nations Association of the United States of America, as well as the chapters where you live, invite your membership as the next step in your understanding for the need for global peace. Now, the Atlanta chapter is comprised of students, professionals, educators, entrepreneurs, civic leaders who are committed to connecting to local action and to global action. I'll get them prepared you to play and learning about how to debate. UNA Atlanta gives you real opportunities to apply those skills. whether or not it's UNA Atlanta or for the cities that you come from. We encourage you to join those chapters. We encourage you to continue the excitement you're having today and for the next few days is not only go through the workshops, but you meet new friends, you develop new relationships, and you apply those skills. Whether by engaging in UN policy and the issues in your community with leaders across business, government, and nonprofit. Finally, as you graduate and move into college, trade schools, entrepreneurship, or other careers, UNA Atlanta, for example, is a place where you can continue your UN journey. We invite you to join our website, and then you can see what we do, and you can see what the chapter where you're from does. It's an exciting time working and volunteering for the United Nations Association. We are keeping the dream alive. We are involved with good trouble. We believe in equality between all people. We involve ourselves with the robust leadership of women, of men, of young people. It's where you can keep growing and connect your talents to real world challenges. You are learning here today leadership roles that matter, both here in Atlanta and around the world, and the communities you come from. Our future depends on that. It's the UN's ability to address climate change, conflict, inequality, and technological disruption that will rely on your skills this very moment, this critical juncture. You will become the professionals who are ready to lead with vision and courage. Today's program is designed to give you a glimpse of that journey. You will hear from those who have walked this path before you, and you will gain insights into the skills and strategies and opportunities that can guide your next step throughout life. Even more than the practical guidance you will learn today and tomorrow, I hope you will leave with a more profound conviction that you belong in this space. Your voices, your ideas, your values are urgently needed at the global table. At 80 years old, the United Nations is reforming to become more agile, inclusive, and accountable. And that, my friends, is transformational. We will only succeed if people like you step forward and help change the world. When you talk to your friends and they ask you, why are you here? What are you doing? Thank them for being interested, but also thank them for being part of your life and ask them to join your battle and your struggle. So thank you for being here. Thank you for taking this opportunity, for daring to imagine your role in connecting local leadership to global impact. I invite you to join us at the UNA Atlanta and all the chapters from where you come from and continue this journey with us. Atlanta is waiting. The world is waiting. Our communities are waiting. And the United Nations needs you. Let us begin with this exciting topic. Thank you.
I would like to introduce to you all the woman without whom none of this would be possible. Victoria Rodriguez, the Secretary General of GTMUN 26. Victoria is currently earning her master's in mechanical engineering here at Tech. She's originally from Venezuela and brings to the table 12 years of MUN experience. And when she's not helping run conferences, she is off the MUN clock conducting cutting-edge research here at Tech in mechanical and nano engineering. Beyond that, She's been the driving force behind every meeting, every committee, and every last-minute change that made this conference possible, all while keeping us laughing throughout it. We are so lucky to have her as the Secretary General for our conference this year. Please join me in welcoming Victoria Rodriguez.
Good morning. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, good morning to the advisors, the pages, the guests, the staffers, and especially to the ones who willingly signed up to debate about policy on a Monday morning, the delegates. My name is Victoria Rodriguez, and I have the honor of serving as the Secretary General for GTMUN 2025, which is our 2026th iteration. On behalf of our entire Secretariat and staff, welcome to the largest and hopefully the best GTMUN to date. During these 2 days of extensive debate, we'll be welcoming approximately 50 schools, which translate into more than 900 delegates across Georgia and the country. I want to start this speech by sharing a part of my journey that will help you understand why I'm here. I was born and raised in a country which has been constantly in the news for the past few years, and it's usually not for a good reason. Where I am from, debates are not just academic. They shape whether families can find medicine, whether lights turn on at night, and whether kids, like you all, can dream bigger than the moment they're in. I was fortunate enough to start my Model UN experience in a setting where young people are expected to fight, to lead, and to build. And I was also fortunate and unfortunate at the same time to leave the country that I used to call home. But this experience taught me something crucial. Behind every country placard, every speech that you make, and every resolution, there are real human beings. People whom you've never met, will never meet, but which live through the problems that you will be discussing today. So let me cut to the chase. Why are you here? Why did you decide to join Model UN as a delegate, as an advisor, or even as a staffer? To me, Model UN teaches us to raise the placard even when your hands are shaking, to speak up even when you're just someone in the crowd and everyone seems to be against you, to approach a moderated caucus where 5 different blocks promise to have the ideal solution, to try to solve the unsolvable. To me, Model UN teaches that leadership is not about having the loudest speech. It's about helping the committee move forward. It teaches you that you can disagree fiercely and still be kind. We take problems that are too big for one person or one country, whether it be about World Heritage Sites, about sustainable urban planning, or even reconstructing the world after the Fire Nation attacked, and tackle these problems together. And most importantly, Model UN is a practice on empathy. Empathy in representing the interests of a population, sometimes very close, sometimes unreachable, sometimes all the way across the globe. Let me also say this clearly. You belong at GTMUN. Whether this is your 10th conference or you're still slowly making your way through understanding parliamentary procedure, you belong here at GTMUN. If you're nervous, that means that you care. If your resolution gets merged into someone else's, that means that you're collaborating. And if you stumble through your first speech, well, welcome to the club. That's just a canon event. Before we officially open, I need to thank the people that make this 2 days of conference possible. To our staff, who not only selflessly dedicated their fall breaks, but also thousands of hours before today to make this all happen. To our guests, especially President Ángel Cabrera and President Tracy Gray, as well as the Georgia Tech School of Model Languages, especially to our advisor, Professor Antonio Cardente. Thank you for believing in student leadership and investing your time in a space where passionate students can practice diplomacy. To our advisors, thank you for your mentorship, your coaching, your last-minute waiver signatures, and your endless patience with travel logistics. On a serious note, each one of us here remembers advisors in our lives who built us to where we are today in Model UN. And we hope that you understand how much you mean to your students. You're not only mentoring the students today, but you're building the next generation of critical and empathetic leaders. And last but not least, I want to thank you, the delegates, for coming to GTMUN 2025. Thank you for choosing to spend these 2 days learning how to listen better, to collaborate better, and to lead better for a better tomorrow. To close, here's a challenge for each of you. At least once during the conference, seek out someone who disagrees with you and work with them. Find where both of you stand and work to find a solution that respects both. At least once, change your mind about something, even if small. At least once, help someone else shine. If you've got experience, share the podium. If you're new, claim the mic. The best rooms are the ones where everyone gets a turn. And finally, I hope more than at least once, you remember that what we do here matters. Somewhere out there, there's a person who will wake up in a city that floods too often, in a village without reliable internet, or in a country where conflict has become the background noise. The practice that you get here translates into the real world they live in. That's why we don't just debate problems, we prototype solutions. I am here because Model UN helped me move from frustration to action, from fear to voice, from Venezuela to this stage. I have learned that the most powerful words in any room are not necessarily "I motion too," but sometimes "I'm listening, I hear you." And I hope that these 2 days of GTMUN gives you the same gift. With that in mind, I want to bring you back to an earlier point. Why did you choose to join Model UN? Unfortunately, I cannot answer this for you, but I hope that by the end of this conference, you will have found your answer and will use it as motivation for the future. Finally, by the power vested in me as the Secretary General of the 26th GTMUN, are there any points or motions on the floor? Oh, I see. Just one more thing, actually. As you know, the Secretary General has the power to call an ad hoc committee to confront immediate and dynamic issues facing the United Nations and the world. Under this mandate, in response to new developments, I am now convening an emergency session of the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs. With that address, are there any points or motions on the floor? Canada. That is in order and it's automatic. I now declare GTMUN 2025 officially in session.
Closing words.
You're good.